Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the Garden School. In the last class, we discussed about the exercise till grammar. Today, we are going to discuss the rest of the exercise, that is listening, speaking, punctuation, writing, and my word bank. Moving to the listening exercise. Watch the video on The Science of Counting Tigers by Ullas Karanth, a conservationist. Then list the advantages and disadvantages of the PugMark method and the camera trapping method that he talks about. This is about the PugMark method and the camera tapping method to identify the tigers. You can access the video from the online sources of your textbook. Anyway, I am reading out the passage for you. You can listen the passage and list out the advantages and disadvantages of both the methods. Listening, the science of counting tigers. The PugMark method. In this method, the PugMark of the tiger is traced on a paper by keeping the paper on a piece of glass or plastic above the PugMark. While this method is still widely used in many places, its accuracy is highly questionable. PugMarks are not unique to an individual tiger and can be shaped by the speed at which the animal was moving as well as the texture and condition of the soil over which it was moving. Moreover, the very method of tracing the PugMark while hovering a paper over it reduces the chance of any accuracy whatsoever. The camera trapping method. Cameras are placed along the paths frequented by the tigers. These automatic cameras are triggered by tiger movements and take pictures of the passing tigers from both sides. Having images of animals from both sides allows officials to compare, contrast, and identify the different tigers. The stripes on tiger skin are unique to each tiger and remain so as a cub grows into an adult tiger. Images, therefore, helps us to easily identify one tiger from the next. Moving to the next one, that is speaking. The Chief Minister of your state is visiting your school next week and will hold an open session with the students. Students will be allowed to speak for 2-3 minutes each. You and your friends plan to raise the issue of the condition of stray animals in your neighborhood. Make notes and practice what you are going to say. So imagine that the Chief Minister is going to visit your school next week. There will be an open session for you and each student will get 2 to 3 minutes to speak. And you, along with your friends, planning to do a session about the stray animals in your neighborhood. Prepare for it. Upload an audio clip based on it through Microsoft Teams. So for the presentation, you should prepare well. Think about how you will address and thank the Chief Minister. Then introduce the problem, list the causes of the problem, list the effects of the problem, propose a few solutions, request the Chief Minister to take an immediate action. These are the points you have to consider while you are preparing for the presentation. Next, we are moving to punctuation. Punctuation means the right use of putting in points or stops in writing. The marks such as full stop, comma, semicolon, colon, and exclamation used in writing to separate sentences and to clarify meaning. We use capital letters to mark the beginning of a sentence. We use question marks to make clear that what is said is a question. So today we are going to learn more about comma. It's a punctuation. Here, comma has many uses. Here we are going to list out 5 uses of comma. The first one, comma is used to separate 3 or more elements in a series of items. Example, Bagheera, Akela, Balu and others were at the meeting. Here we are using the comma to separate 3 different people. Bagheera, Akela, Balu. And the next point, a comma is used to set off a name from the rest of the sentence. Here we are using a comma to to separate a name from the other part of the sentence. Example, where is the bull, Bagheera? Here, the comma is used to separate the name from the rest of the sentence. Moving to the next one, a comma is used to set off an adverbial expression or a phrase when used at the beginning of a sentence. Here, we can see the example, stepping out of the building, he saw a donkey braying. Here, the adverbial expression is stepping out of the building. So, what is an adverbial expression? An adverbial phrase is a multi-word phrase which takes the role of an adverb and which tells us when, why, how, where the event occurred. Here, he saw a donkey braying when he stepped out of the building. Moving to the next one, a comma is used to separate independent clauses joined by a conjunction. Example, Balu has spoken and he is our teacher for the young cubs. Here, and is the conjunction used. Balu has spoken, comma, and he is our teacher for the young cubs. The last one, a comma is used in place of an exclamation mark to indicate a mild exclamation. Here, hey Varun, could you come here for a minute? Considering all this, you just move to the exercise part. Insert commas where necessary. First question, Rajat, where are the books that we bought yesterday? It's a question somebody is asking to Rajat. Rajat, where are the books that we bought yesterday? So, we can check whether we should insert the comma. Rajat, it's a comma. Where are the books that we bought yesterday? We are separating the rest of the sentence which is coming after the name. Likewise, you can do the rest of the exercise. Pause the video, do the exercise and come back. Hope you all done with it. Let us check the answers. Second one, I do not know where I am, but I wish to walk further. Let us check the answer. I do not know where I am, but I wish to walk further. There is a comma coming after where I am. It is separating a sentence to give more clarity to the sentence. Moving to the third one, that is, sensing danger, the deer began to run. Answer is, sensing danger, comma, the deer began to run. Fourth one, Rita, Meeta, Geeta and Sita are going for a party tonight. And the answer is, Rita, comma, Meeta, comma, Geeta and Sita are going for a party tonight. Moving to the next question. Hello Vishnu, where have you been? Asked Vijay. And the answer is, hello, comma, Vishnu, where have you been? Asked Vijay. So, immediately after hello, we are using a comma. Here we are using the comma because hello is a mild exclamation. Sixth one, in 1995, the man left his village for a new job in the city and has not returned since. And the answer is, in 1995, comma, the man left his village for a new job in the city and has not returned since. Hope all the answers are correct. We are moving to the next session, that is writing. Write a letter to the local SPCA, Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, requesting information about how to become a volunteer. So here you are planning to be a volunteer of SPCA. So you are going to write a letter for them requesting that you want to be a volunteer. So the important points to be noted while you are writing a letter is details about yourself. You should include all details. That is all socio-demographic details. That is your name, your father's name, mother's name, your address, PIN code, phone number. If you have any phone number, you can add to it. Like that, all the information should be clearly stated in your letter. And second point, your interest in the organization. Why you are interested in the organization. Third one, the reason for your letter. Clearly state the reason for your letter. Why you are writing such a letter to the SPCA. Fourth one, the days and timings when you can volunteer. If you are a student, you can't go almost all the days. So clearly state in the letter that the convenient dates and time for volunteering. And the last point, other queries that you may have. So you should ask them if you have any queries, any doubts, then you should ask them clearly and they will give you a reply. These things you have to mention in your letter. Let's check the process of writing the letter. First one is brainstorming. Note as many ideas as you can about why you are interested in becoming a volunteer. Then arrange the ideas in a sequence. Then outlining. Create an outline of your writing, how you will begin your letter, what you will write in the body of the letter and how you plan to close it. So, you should outline the letter. What all things you are going to write in the letter, how you will address them, how you will close it. Everything you should plan and do accordingly. Next one is drafting. Write the first draft, focus on the content and not the form. So, always whenever you are writing something, focus on the content, not in the form. Only the content will convey the message. Next one is revising. Revise the first draft, improve it, add or delete ideas and improve the language, correct spelling and grammatical errors. After drafting the letter, you should revise it. If any modification needed, any corrections needed, anything you want to add along with it, then do it while you are revising it and moving to the final draft. That is, write the final draft. You are ready to write the final draft now. These are the process which are included while you are writing a letter. Moving to the next one is a word bank. So homework for you. Find any 5 adjectives from the story. Add a suitable noun to each to make adjective-noun collocations. One has been done for you, that is muffled voice. An adjective-noun collocation is a pair or group of words that habitually occurs together, like heavy rain, strong smell, etc. Find some adjectives from the story and along with that you add some suitable nouns to make an adjective-noun collocation. So this is a homework for you. Do it and send it through Microsoft Teams. By this, we are ending the chapter, Mowgli Finds His Family. We will meet you in the next class. Till then, goodbye.